1,000 years ago, most people were peasants, farmers, or craftsmen. Their world was a village, maybe a few hundred faces, one road in and out, the same market square every week. Travel was rare, news was slow, and life revolved around survival. Envy existed, but its radius was small. You might resent a neighbor's bigger plot of land, the blacksmith's sturdier roof, or a cousin who married into a family with more goats. The richest person you'd ever see was the local lord riding past once a year. It wasn't, "Why don't I have a castle?" It was, "Why does my neighbor have 2 cows while I have 1?" Comparison was tangible, local. You saw the difference, you felt it, but it was achievable. Even centuries later, before social media, envy arrived in manageable doses. A glossy magazine came once a month. A TV show aired once a week. A colleague got promoted. A friend bought a new car. You noticed. It stung for a moment, and you moved forward. Celebrities were safely distant. Their mansions read like fantasy, not a judgment of your worth. You didn't get a daily reminder that you weren't good enough. Envy could even motivate. Save a little more. Work a little harder. Close a believable gap. But social media amplified it beyond recognition. Celebrities, influencers, and your old classmates now live on the same screen, flexing their highlights like it's the Olympics of happiness. With every scroll, you meet a new champion. A drone-shot honeymoon, a shredded morning routine, a humble business-class selfie. Your brain registers them as peers, so their victories feel like your failures. You look up from the screen to your microwaved dinner, 8 hours at a job you hate, a sink full of dishes, and the comparison lands like a punch. It's like living in a never-ending talent show where the judges are strangers on the internet and you're always losing. In the pre-social era, when you were jealous of someone, you only saw them in real life, and when envy struck, it faded after a while. Today, they live in your pocket. Every tap revives the feeling. Your brain never gets a break. Ironically, we live in the era when your odds of success are higher than at any point in history. But constant distractions and the false and hollow agenda of modern culture keep people weak, unable to resist temptation. Platforms monetize attention by feeding the emotions that glue you to the screen. Envy is one of the strongest. Curated perfection breeds comparison, while the work that would actually change your life sits untouched. So you stop living for meaning and start performing for approval. You measure yourself not by the depth of your craft or the quality of your character, but by how convincingly you can stage them. Breaking the spell doesn't require abandoning ambition. It requires shrinking the circle of comparison back to human size. Audit your inputs like an accountant. Track value, cut waste. Replace infinite feeds with finite goals. Compare yourself to yesterday's version of you, not to 1,000 highlight reels. Do more real work than performative signaling. Let metrics follow value, not define it. Before, you lived your life. Now, you perform it for an invisible audience that doesn't even care. Step off the stage and back into real life. There, envy scales down and effort, not appearance, delivers results.